Hey, YouTubers, Taz here, bringing you another episode of Taz Teaches Java. And in our last episode, we kind of finally finished up. I mean, it wasn't 100% complete game, but we did kind of finish up our card game. I just really wanted to show you mostly with that is how to set up classes, or, well, I don't even know if that's the best way to set up the classes that we did. But this next game I'm thinking we're going to do is going to do maybe like a Hangman or Guess My Word or something like that. We're going to do it more like a Hangman, I think. So first thing we're going to do is create our package called Hangman, like a show. And inside here, so just thinking, we're going to have our main game, so we're going to create a class maybe just called game, I guess. So this will be the main class where we have our main. In fact, we'll hurry and throw our main on in there just so we don't forget it. Like a pro, and wait for it. There it is. Okay. Then I was thinking in Hangman, there's, well, I guess you could do players, but basically it's just a single player, you know, one person, another person. But you could do it where you have multiple people. Ours is basically not going to have like a player class. We already did that with the card class. So we're going to have maybe another class for handling words, you know, checking if it's right, removing a letter, stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and new here, and maybe we'll just call it our word class, maybe words. So this is going to handle things related to words. And then I think maybe we'll add more later, I don't know. But off the top of my head, maybe we want something to handle the guesses. And we might have to decide. Words might actually more just handle the word, the getting of a new word, and stuff like that. I say stuff like that a lot, don't I? And then let's do a guesses. Guesses. So like that. Something like that. So first thing we're going to want in our guesses, or not our guesses, in our words, is we're going to want a word list to work from. Now a little later we might move this to a external file, because we really haven't talked about how to access using IO and accessing files and stuff like that. There it goes again, stuff like that and things of that nature. So I think our first thing we're going to want to do is, I have a giant word list that I've kind of found. And so we're going to set it up. We're going to have a, let's see, it'll be a private, because we're in, whoops, privast, Privatete, there we go. And it's going to be an array of strings, string, and it's just going to be one dimensional. And it's going to be our word list. And it's going to equal, and then we're going to have our word list inside this giant, it'll be a giant thing. Now one thing I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go highlight this word list, because I have it cut on this other place over here. Control Z, or Control, yeah, C I mean. And then we're gonna go and paste it here. Now you'll see this is huge. And right now, then if we're working in this, we're going to have to always scroll down to where our constructor is and stuff like that. There you go again, stuff like that. So we're going to want, let's see, this will be the close of our array like that, I think. No. We just need to delete this guy and put a semicolon. So I don't want to have to always scroll all the way down to get to the mood of our program. We're rarely ever going to have to come into this list. So what I want to do is we're going to actually stick it in its own little method that will return the word list. So this will just simply make it so that we don't have to just have this always in our way, because right now it is. So in order to do this, we're going to create a private method, private, private, and let's just call this, oh, it's going to return back a str string and it's going to actually return back an array of string. And let's just call it get list. Okay, there we go. So we have that, and then we're going to stick this into a method by simply doing this. Bam. Now, one error we're going to see is we're declaring this as private inside of a method, and it's not going to like that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then let's go ahead and do a quick indentation just so it looks a little nicer. And because we are returning, we need to return VTURN, our word list. Oops, our word list, like so. So now we can just shove this at the bottom of our thing, and the very first thing it's going to do is it will go ahead and get the word list, but we don't ever have to really mess with it much. And we could, if we really wanted, we could kind of do something like this, just to kind of line it up just a little bit. Yeah, like that maybe. There. See how beautiful that looks? Beautiful, I tell you. And then we could, just so we know that there's the closing one for that, we just do that. And then we could actually bring that back. Something like that. I almost said it. Something like that. And then maybe just do this, like so. There we go. So there's our ginormous word list. I don't know how many words are in there. We could actually tell it to tell us how many words are in there. In fact, that might be a good idea to get an idea of how many words are left. I guess if you're playing for like an hour or so and you're doing well or whatever, you might want to say, oh, I only have this many words left. So now that we have our word list in an array, what we're going to do is we're going to want to start doing our stuff up here. So I think now this is our word list, but I want to do it as an array list. And I don't know, would we want to do the array list? I might have wanted that to be an array list, but I'm going to leave it as is right now. Maybe we'll fix it later if we get a chance. But I'm thinking we'll want private array array list, and this will be an array of strings, string. So it'll be an array list of strings, and we'll just call it maybe words. And there we go. And then, like I was saying, we might want to know how big our word list is. So we could do private and have an integer and call maybe word list size, like that. And we don't need anything there. So when we create the game, or when we start the game, the first thing we want to do is get our word list, right? So we could, I don't want to do this. I might want to just do it as a, because what we could do is have this return back I don't know, because then I'd have to do, if I did it as an array list, I'd have to do a dot add on every single one of these guys. I don't want to do that, just because that's a lot of code and I'm being lazy. So if I return back just an array of our word list, then I could loop through our array of the word list, and then we could actually just have it as it loops through, it could add them. I don't know if this is the best way. Like I said, I'm not the best programmer. I just am a hobbyist programmer. So PUBLIC. So this might not be the best way. I'll be the first to admit that. So we're going to have words. This is our constructor. So we go like that, and we go like that. So in here, since we're returning word list, I'm just going to create another string in here, string, string, and it's an array, WORDLIST. So here's our word list, and this is going to say equals get word list, right? I don't think I hit it right. There we go. Get list. So there we go. Then what we need to do right here, we're just declaring that we're going to have an array list called words. We're not actually telling it anything more than that. So what we're going to want to say is words. So words equals new array list, and I don't think I wanted, oh yeah I did, array list like so, right? And the length of this will be word list dot length. So this is how big our array list. Now the reason we want to do this in array list because it's much easier to go ahead and remove words. And we learned from our card one what we would do is, because this is all alphabetic somewhat, what we would want to do is we would want to take our array list, use the shuffle, so using the collections to shuffle it, and then all we ever have to do is remove this last one each time until they're all gone. Because if we, like we said, or like I mentioned before, if we remove here, then we have to shift everything down one, and we don't want to have to do that. Just more processing. So if we shuffle this so it's all mixed up, then all we have to do is remove one from the end every time we need to remove a word. So let's see if we go back up here. By the way, sorry about my voice. It might get really kind of cracky and stuff. It's been itchy today. So now what we want to do is we want to add each of our words from our word list array into our words array list. And that's going to be easy enough to do because we could just use our enhanced for. We can say for, and we want to do a string. So we have for, and then a string is what we're going to do, and this will be a single word, and it's going to come from word list like so. And then of course we have this, and then all we're going to do is take whatever word we got and add it into our words array list. So words dot add, and we're going to add word. There we go. So that's much easier than writing however many of these, probably a couple hundred, writing words add this word, words add this word. Like I said, there might be an easier way of doing it. Might even be a better way of doing it, but I'm not sure. The next thing we want to do, so this is in our constructors, we want to get what the size of our word list is. Now we actually have words list length, and there's absolutely no reason why words list length wouldn't be any different than the actual size of this. But just to be safe, we're going to do words list size, and we're going to do equals words dot size, or words dot size. So there we go. And then once we've got that, might as well get our shuffling going. collections, collections, right? And dot shuffle, and then we're going to shuffle our words array, or our words array list. So there we go. So this is going to be our constructor. So there's our constructor. Down here we want our getters and setters. Getters and setters. And then below that will be all our other methods. So we'll just say other, methods, other methods. Okay, so I think we got a pretty good start here. So now what we want to do is, now that we know what our, actually hold on just a second. Do we want to have a word up here also, maybe? I think so. Let's go ahead and also have private string, and this will be our secret word. secret, secret word. And we'll set it as a default to nothing. Actually, we don't even need to set it, because we're going to set it down in here. We're going to have a, so then once we do this, we've shuffled it. We might as well get a word, right? So set secret maybe. Oh, yeah. Set sec. No. Yeah, we'll do that. Set sec secret. So this will get our secret word. So obviously in here we're going to need a, should I do it as, so this will always generate a new word. So when we come to a new word, we're not firing our constructor again. We want to actually have it, the program be able to say get a new word. So we're going to do a public so it can be called from outside, and we're going to call, we're going to return a string. Actually, do we need to return a string? No. We'll call set secret and do that, and this is going to be a void then. So there we go, and this is going to simply take the last word off of our array list, and then it's going to set that to our secret word, secret secret word equals words dot get, well, not bet, get. So we're getting the get, and now we need our index size. So we know what the index size, if we just do word size, right? Or we could even use our word list. However, this is not going to change. This is the total size. We might want a current size or something like that, but we don't want that. So maybe we'll fix that. So we're going to change index here to be words dot get size, so size like that. Now remember, we've talked about before, is this is going to return, for example, 200, right? However, there isn't an element 200 in this list. There's actually, hold on, because with this we really don't, it starts with 0 still, doesn't it? I think so. So we want to say -1. And then finally, we want to also remove that same guy. So we want to say words words and dot remove. And remove, I think it's that one, because we want to do the same thing. We want to say words dot size, words dot si dot size, and then -1. I might have to think about that if we actually need that -1, because here we're just removing the last element. No, because it does have an index. So this would return 200, but the last index would actually be 199. So we do need that. So here we go. We have our set secret, which is being called here. Then the other thing we're going to need, obviously, is we're going to need to get our secret word. So do public str string get secret word. So there we go, getting our secret word, and we're returning a string. So we just want to return. So we want to return our secret word. Okay, so let's see. That might be all we need for word, if I'm thinking right. Because all we want to do is have it get the latest word, get the last word, and we want to be able to set the new word. So that's the set secret. We have this one to get the current secret word. And I think that might be it. The only other methods then would be our guy down here. Oh, actually, we might want a wordlet. Let's do one more right here real quick, and we'll call this public int, and we'll call get list size, maybe list size. That way we'll be able to see how big our size of our list is at any time. Or, well, yeah, this will be the current list size, not the complete list size. So get list, maybe I'll say get current list size, and then maybe we'll have another one that has the total list sizes, however big it was from the very beginning. That seems, yeah, I think so. So return, and so this is the current size, so it's going to be equals, or not equals, sorry, words dot size, just like so. And then if we have that other one that will be the total size, because that's the one that won't change, this will be the list size of this list. And as we add functionality where you can add words to this list, we don't want this to be a static number. So we would say public int get list size. I cannot type. And this is going to return return, and it'll be list. Didn't I call it list size? List size. Nope. Word list size. Oh, that's it right there. So word list. So this will be the total. In fact, what we should do is make this final. Final. And that means when we set it down here, it will never be able to be set again. Private final int word list size. And that means we should also probably do this. Do word underscore list underscore size, so we know that this is a final, and V. We should only have to get that once. Yeah. All right, so we should be able to test this. So get secret word. Right? So if we want to just test this really quick, what we could do is we could say guesses, G maybe equals new GUESSES, and then do that, and then that, and then we could say G, or actually we could say S out, and say G dot, whoops, dot, and oh, not guesses, words. Dang it. Like, wait a minute. Words equals new words. And we'll just change this to a W for word. And now we should be able to see our secret word. Okay, so that should return a string. If we run this, we should get back an error in words. Where's our error? It's up here. Word list size. Oh, yeah. We do need to fix that. Control C and Control V. Didn't I say Control V? Control V. There we go. That should fix it. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. We're at 26 minutes, so this is good. So there's our word cruel, metal, boot, crush, nose. All right, so there we go. So the next thing we're going to want to do, and maybe we'll do it in game, is we're going to want to create an alpha of our thing. We're going to replace each letter with a little asterisk or something like that, and that way each letter is represented by an asterisk, and then you can, as you replace the words, it will go ahead and replace the asterisk with, or the letter, it will replace those with the correct letter, and maybe we'll also give it like an amount of guesses that you're allowed. And like I've said before, when you're doing this is just version 0.0001 or whatever. I mean, I might find that, you know, there are more things that when we're developing, we actually stick things in here, and it's like, well, later on this makes more sense to be here, or maybe something in here. So always, just when you're doing your programming, just kind of throw it out there, get it working in whichever way it works. And then after it's working, that's when you go back through and you start working on it and trying to fine tune it and move things around where they need to be, so on and so forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry about my voice, it's really getting bad now. Quick refresher with some water. But hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And that's about it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.